Four WWE stars released after Raw, and this could not be happening at a worse time for WWE. SummerSlam 2026 is closing in. Cody Rhodes is getting another shot, another crack at the WWE Championship in a rematch against Sami Zayn on next week's Raw from Chicago. And fans are already pushing back hard on WWE possibly running Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins again. Well, no, it's not possible. It's probable. It's going to happen. It's going to be confirmed. It's going to go down. But the bigger question is this. Did WWE miss the chance to make Oba Femi a monster overnight by booking him against Roman Reigns at SummerSlam? Because now with rumored TKO cuts, Cody's title rematch, Roman and Seth Rollins' backlash, and Brock Lesnar possibly becoming Oba Femi's real SummerSlam test inside Hell in a Cell, WWE's entire Summit direction is starting to look more chaotic than planned. Let's break it all down, but first, let's go to my intro.
Subscribe, hype, like, click the notification bell and turn on all notifications. And donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic SeanzViewEnt, your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash SeanzViewEnt.
Following Monday Night Raw, the story is the rumor making the rounds is there are cuts, more cuts by WWE. In addition to all the cuts that we got a couple of months ago following WrestleMania, now we get this. The story is the rumor that 2 to 4 WWE stars could be released as part of another wave of TKO corporate cuts. Now, unless WWE or TKO officially announces names, this remains rumor and speculative, but the timing is what makes this story feel so intense and serious. WWE is only weeks away from SummerSlam 2026. This is supposed to be the time when the company is looking to lock in some major storylines, heating up some top rivalries and making the roster feel as strong as possible. But if talent cuts are happening right now, that creates immediate questions. Who is safe? Who is in danger? And are these cuts about money? Are they about creative? Are they about contracts? Or is TKO looking at the WWE roster and deciding that another reset is scheduled? Maybe it's time to shake things up again in the WWE. That is why fans react so strongly to release rumors. Because let me tell you what is factual. Let me tell you what is real. There have been some staff cuts. There have been more releases in WWE headquarters, behind the scenes, backstage. Now, a release does not just remove one name from the roster. It can affect a tag team, a faction in NXT, call up a future storyline, or even someone else's push. And under TKO, WWE feels more corporate than ever. Every roster spot has value. Every contract gets looked at differently. Every talent decision can become a business decision. So if 4 WWE stars are really going after Raw, the bigger question becomes this. Is this the whole story, or are more cuts coming before SummerSlam? Or more importantly, what about after SummerSlam? And while the question hangs over the entire roster, and wrestlers and managers and commentators and referees and officials are still walking on eggshells, the WWE Championship picture is already heading into another major twist. Cody Rhodes is getting a rematch against Sami Zayn next week on Raw for the coveted WWE title. That is a massive development. Sami Zayn shocked the WWE Universe becoming the WWE Champion, but winning the title is only step one. The rest of the test is keeping it when Cody Rhodes becomes back for his revenge, for his title rematch. Again, the real test is there is no rest, okay? Because the real test is keeping it when Cody Rhodes comes back for revenge, for retaliation. Now, Cody Rhodes is not just another challenger. Cody Rhodes is one of WWE's biggest stars, one of the faces of the company. And if WWE is giving him another shot this quickly, this tells you that the story is far from over. Now, there are two major outcomes here. If Cody wins Sami Zayn's his reign as WWE Champion, was all that for a cup of coffee. It becomes short, chaotic, and controversial. WWE would be putting the title right back on Cody Rhodes and possibly resetting the entire championship picture before SummerSlam. But if Sami beats Cody again, that changes how fans view Sami Zayn's run because, again, people already have him losing the title, dropping the title, hot potatoing the title, a transitional champion. That is what is being said about Sami Zayn. Now, it means Sami is not just a surprise champion if he somehow retains the title. It means WWE may actually be committing to him as the top title holder. It means that his win was not a one-night shock. It was the start of something bigger, something more special. And that is why next week's rematch matters huge. Cody needs redemption, Sami needs credibility, and WWE needs direction. And depending on who walks out as the WWE champion, SummerSlam 2026 could look completely different. But while the WWE title picture is heating up, fans are already frustrated with another major SummerSlam direction. Some are for it, some are against it, some like it, some, well, they're crapping all over it. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins for the last time at SummerSlam. One of the biggest rivalries that the WWE can book for the hottest event of the summer. The history is obvious. But for a lot of fans, that is exactly the problem. The Shield connection is there. The betrayal is there. The mind games are there. The main event status is there. But again, that is exactly the problem. They feel like WWE has already told the story. They feel like Roman and Seth have been circling each other for years. They feel like SummerSlam needed something newer, fresher, and more dangerous. That is why Backlash is starting online about this match. It is not about the Roman and Seth that they can't deliver, because we know they can deliver. They absolutely can. The issue is that fans want WWE to take a risk. They want Roman Reigns versus Oba Femi instead. That match would have been different. It would have felt like a real clash between the established king and the rising monster. Now everyone's saying, well, now the King of the Ring was all for nothing because we're getting this match and Oba Femi is refusing a title match. He wants to face Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell instead. So now was the King of the Ring ultimately for nothing? Should have Jey Uso ultimately won the King of the Ring? Maybe Jey Uso is entitled for a title shot, an opportunity. Now again, I got to say that, though, with Oba Femi turning down a world title shot, which makes him look kind of dumb, which makes him kind of look kind of stupid. I don't know, guys. There's a little bit of a questioning. There's a little bit of questioning going on here. But that is the criticism that WWE is dealing with, that we're not getting something fresh and original with Rollins and Reigns at SummerSlam. But the fact is, it is the last time ever, guys. If Roman and Seth does happen again, and it will, WWE has to make it feel different. There has to be a new hook, a new consequence, or a new reason for fans to believe that this chapter matters. Now, we're already getting a Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam, which we did not expect. Nobody anticipated to get a Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam, but that is exactly what we are getting. But that leads directly into the biggest creative question in this whole story. Why WWE didn't book Roman Reigns versus Oba Femi? Well, it was being discussed on the Wrestling Observer Radio that WWE could have used Roman Reigns to make Oba Femi a monster overnight. The idea is simple. Put Oba Femi against Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. Have Oba beat Roman, create a new main event threat instantly. That kind of win could change everything. Beating Roman Reigns is not just another victory. Roman Reigns has been presented as one of the most dominant stars of this generation. If Oba Femi beats him at SummerSlam, WWE would be telling fans that Oba is not a future project. He is the problem right now, and that is why fans are debating this so strongly. Oba Femi already feels like and looks like a monster. He already carries himself like a monster. He has the size, the presence, and the aura of someone that the WWE would push to the top. So if WWE had the option to put him against Roman Reigns and chose not to, people are going to ask why. Did WWE think Oba was not ready? Did WWE want to protect Roman? Was Roman versus Seth already locked in? Is WWE saving Roman versus Oba for WrestleMania? Or does WWE believe that there is another opponent who can do even more for Oba Femi? That is where Brock Lesnar comes in. Because if Roman Reigns is not the SummerSlam opponent, Brock Lesnar may be the real test. Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi SummerSlam test. If WWE is moving, and they are moving in that direction, it is confirmed. Brock Lesnar, Oba Femi, SummerSlam, Minneapolis, Hell in a Cell. Then WWE may still be trying to make Oba look like a monster. It is just a different kind of monster-making match. Roman Reigns represents power, legacy, and control. Brock Lesnar represents violence, destruction, and survival. And to my recollection, I don't think Brock Lesnar has ever lost inside Hell in a Cell. So if Oba Femi stands across Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, WWE can still create a massive moment, but the booking has to be handled carefully. Now, there was also a rumor going out there that Oba Femi was going to pull double duty at SummerSlam. He was going to wrestle on night 1, and then he was going to wrestle on night 2. Because the goal should not be to remind everyone that Brock Lesnar is dangerous. Everybody already knows that. The goal should be to prove that Oba Femi is dangerous enough to stand in Brock's world. That is the real story. If Oba beats Roman, he becomes the man who conquered the biggest star of the modern era. If Oba beats Brock, he becomes the man who survived the beast. Both paths can work, but WWE cannot play this halfway. If Oba Femi is already being positioned as the future, SummerSlam has to make him feel like the present. And all of this puts major pressure on the game Triple H. And now, again, Triple H has a massive SummerSlam problem. Triple H has several big issues hitting him at the same time. There are rumored TKO cuts after Raw. There is Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn for the WWE title and what will be the fallout of that. There is fan backlash to Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, although there's some positive too. There is the Roman Reigns versus Oba Femi debate, and there is the possibility of Brock Lesnar becoming Oba Femi's real SummerSlam opponent. There is a lot to manage before one of WWE's biggest shows of the year. The challenge, the challenge is making everything feel planned instead of messy. If WWE is cutting talent, the roster still needs to feel deep. If Sami Zayn is champion, his reign needs to feel important. If Cody Rhodes is getting a rematch, that match needs real consequences. And if Roman and Seth are running it back again, which they are, WWE needs to prove that there is still something new to say. And if Oba Femi is not facing Roman Reigns for the world title, then WWE needs to make sure that his actual SummerSlam direction feels just as big. That is where the pressure comes in. Fans want fresh stakes, they want new stars, and they want matches that feel like they can change the company. And right now, Oba Femi is one of the few names who can give WWE that feeling. So the real question is whether WWE is ready to pull the trigger or whether they are going to wait too long. So here is where everything stands right now, viewers, fans, and subscribers. If 4 WWE stars are really being released after Raw, TKO may be making another major roster move at the worst possible time. If Cody Rhodes beats Sami Zayn next week, the WWE Championship picture resets before SummerSlam. If Sami beats Cody again, his title reign becomes much more serious. And if Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins goes down again and again, it will. WWE has to overcome the criticism that fans have already seen this rivalry too many times. They have already seen this story play out. And if WWE passed on Roman Reigns versus Oba Femi, then Triple H needs to make sure that Oba's real SummerSlam path is strong enough to justify that decision. Because SummerSlam 2026 can go one of two ways. It can feel like WWE is creating the future, or it can feel like WWE is playing it safe. And with the rumored cuts, title rematches, fan backlash, and Oba Femi's future all colliding at once, WWE has to make the right call when it matters most. Now I want to hear from you, the viewers, the fans, the subscribers that make this show what it is. Because without you, there is no show in view. Do you think WWE made a mistake by not booking Roman Reigns versus Oba Femi at SummerSlam, or at least having him wrestle on 2 nights? Should Cody Rhodes beat Sami Zayn next week on Raw to take back the WWE title? Is CM Punk turning heel? Is CM Punk going to turn into a bad guy and screw over Cody Rhodes? Although we want Cody Rhodes to be the bad guy, we want Cody Rhodes to be the heel in this feud, in this scenario. Are you interested in Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins again? And if Oba Femi faces Brock Lesnar, which he will, does Oba need to win inside Hell in a Cell? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, because without you, there is no show in view. Subscribe for more WWE news, rumors, and speculation every day around the hours of 12, 4, and 7, and even in between, because show and view entertainment will always make you feel some sort of way. But that is simply not all, because in breaking news, WWE announces Nick Aldis is on administrative leave after getting physical with Gunther at backstage Night of Champions. Also, fans are dragging WWE for running Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins again at SummerSlam. Sami Zayn admits that WWE title chase nearly broke him before his Night of Champions win. And a massive positive update on good old JR, Jim Ross, after a month-long hospital stay. Brian Cage reveals why he re-signed with AEW despite WWE interest. And the real reason that WWE stopped pushing Maxine Dupree. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, Roman Reigns, the world title, how long is he expected to hold on to the coveted World Heavyweight Championship? Well, ladies and gentlemen, just as long as we might be seeing the big gold belt returning to WWE. Yes, you heard that right. The big gold belt could be returning to World Wrestling Entertainment. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, your emotions. Because here on Show and View, we believe in each and every one of you. Subscribe.